Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, with the theme of food this month of January, since people are miserable and thinking about losing weight because January, but we're still going to cover food because this month seems to have a lot of celebration of food things going on in January. Probably because, I don't know, people are miserable because it's snowy and cold outside. I live in the Southwest. I don't do snow. I lived in Romania for 2 years. That's enough snow for me. If I want snow, I think I drive like 2 to 4 hours. That's it. I think just 2 hours to snow. And I'm happy about that. I don't like snow. So, in this video, we're going to talk about probably the only children's cookbook I'm going to be covering this month. Because yes, I'm covering cookbooks. And the only thing that I'm actually focusing on small children. And it's an old favorite of mine. Yes, I've cooked recipes from this. This is Roald Dahl's Revolting Recipes. The author might actually be Roald Dahl in this. Might double check. Let's see. I don't think he was a chef. I think he was miserable. No, but it doesn't involve his daughter. So, recipes compiled by Josie, Fison, and Felicity Dahl. So, a relative, I'm assuming, of Dahl's. Wrote this book. So, this is, I'm pretty sure the cover looks different now. This is my copy. This is a very, very old copy. I've had this book for a very, very long time. In fact, I think this specific copy was published in, when did this come out? As I skim the front of this page. Let's see, yeah, this was created by the Roald Dahl Foundation in 1994. So, let's see, I have no idea how this woman is related to him, but she's part of the Dahl Foundation. So, this book is very much geared toward children and very much geared toward basically recipes that are inspired by Roald Dahl's books. Now, I've made some of these. Not recently. I made them mostly as a kid. And yes, I screwed up some of them. So, it's an interesting little book. There's a lot of candy and sweets in this book. In fact, it starts off, yes, mostly it's treats. It starts off with strawberry-flavored chocolate-coated fudge from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, there's a lot of candy recipes in here. Yeah, and stuff that I, as an adult, will not touch because this is way too sweet. Way too sweet. For evaporated milk, strawberry syrup, and semi-sweet chocolate for dipping, along with 2 cups of sugar and a stick of unsalted butter. So, again, very, very sweet. I have not made these. These are not one of the recipes that I've actually made in here. Let's see. Then you have green pea soup, which is from witches, because that's what they serve. Strangely enough, I've made pea soup for my husband. He doesn't like it. Then you have wormy spaghetti. This is not a very long book, which is just a play on thing. You literally have the kids making the sauce and making a specific type of spaghetti, which I cannot pronounce because I am not Italian. It's fazuzzi, or 8 ounces tricolored spaghetti. Interesting. And 6 ounces of cheddar cheese. Yeah, I'm not going to be trying that anytime soon either. This one looks slightly healthier. Snoz Covers from the BFG. That's actually one of the books I haven't read. I've actually not read a lot of Dahl's book. I'll probably cover more than that. I own Witches, and that's about it. This is basically we're stuffing cucumbers with tuna, which looks interesting. No, I haven't tried this one either. I don't like cucumbers. My husband does. I like pickles. The fresh mud burgers. I tried these. This is why you don't allow children alone in the kitchen, even when they're in elementary school, particularly dyslexic children. I screwed these up by, let's see, where is it? No, maybe that wasn't one. I know I screwed up one of these recipes that involved putting in far too much salt. And this contains capers, which is salty and no. So these are mud burgers, which contain ground beef, onion, tomato paste, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, capers, and fresh parsley. Interesting. and relish, which is optional. Very interesting. I remember making some sort of hamburgers where I accidentally added like a tablespoon of salt instead of a teaspoon of salt. Again, don't leave elementary school kids in kitchens. These are some weird, these are mosquito toes and wumpfish roes most delicately fried. This is some sort of weird fish thing. This is a cod thing. Yeah, this book is really weird. I'm going to go into, there's donuts in here. Some sort of bird pie. Donuts. Now this I tried. This is the enormous crocodile. Now if you're looking to do something for a centerpiece for your kids, this is actually pretty cool. I tried to do this. One of my dogs tried to eat it. She got up with the cup and tried to eat it. So what this is a baguette covered with spinach, artichoke heart leaves, sausages, pickles, the hard-boiled eggs, and nuts, and there's a ham thing as a tongue. I actually tried to do this, and then I tried to recover it after the dog tried to eat it. Again, elementary school. It's a fun thing to make. I mean, if you're looking to do alligators or something, or if you've just read this book, it's a fun thing to do. It's a giant sandwich. That's essentially what this is. It's a giant sandwich. Because that's ham, and I think this is tuna fish. That's the baguette. Spinach, artichokes, hard-boiled egg, and cocktail fork and sausages. So, yes, and you require a wire hanger. I don't know if people have wire hangers. I think I got rid of all of mine. And tube of white decorating icing. That sounds disgusting. I don't remember doing that. Chopped spinach, artichoke hearts, olives. Oh dear. Boil artichokes. Why was I doing this? So it's an egg salad sandwich. I doubt I would have actually stuffed it with egg salad sandwich. I hate egg salad sandwiches. I think they're disgusting. Alright, but I didn't attempt to do this. It has a chicken soup recipe in here. Had Crocken ice cream, which just looks like, yeah, you're just filling vanilla ice cream with almonds and butter and more sugar. This is a children's cookbook. It's not healthy. Caramel apple trees, self-explanatory. This is the other one I tried, the hot frogs. Now this is kind of cute. This is from James and the Giant Peach. Essentially, it's puff pastry with a baked apple in on top and raisins. I think I had my father cut these things out. I'm not any good at that. I'm left-handed. I cut right-handed. It's very weird. Let's see. Some sort of weird food face, which is from the Twitties, which I have not read, which looks like some sort of potato thing. More candy. Lickable wallpaper, which just weirdly looks like some sort of puree and very, very sweet candy. Again, there's lots of candy recipes. Again, more candy recipes. This is just chocolate, clear chocolate you stuff in, or not chocolate, but candy you stuck on pencils. Again, from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Spare ribs from the Rhyme Stew, which I have not heard of. Strange thing to have in a children's book. Oh, dear God, butterscotch. This is again from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Corn syrup, skim milk, plain yogurt, lots and lots of sugar, and butter. This looks absolutely utterly disgusting. It really does. Peach juice. That was the butterscotch. The peach juice doesn't, it's peach juice. With stink bugs, eggs, which are essentially slightly weirdly colored hard-boiled eggs. This looks good. Yeah, it's been a while. That's from Matilda. That's the chocolate cake. Weirdly smelling scrambled eggs. Some other weird drink that involves kiwi fruits and yogurt and cream soda. I gave up soda years ago. Not good for your teeth. Another weird thing that looks like crispy wastings on fried pieces of buttered toast. Again, a lot of this stuff is just normal kid food, made in creative ways because it's a kid's cookbook. Oh dear. I remember looking at these. No. Just no. As an adult, I look at these and I'm sure the adults watching is like, no, this is just cringeworthy. This is just far, far too sweet. Edible marshmallow pillowcases. So this looks like gelatin, egg whites, cornstarch, confectioner's sugar, and then you stuff them with, yeah, it's some weird thing. It's their candy thing. It's almost like a meringue stuffed with marshmallows. No, I'm not a big fan of marshmallows. There's a chicken stew recipe. This looks like chicken meatballs kind of thing. Yeah. So there's some decent, interesting recipes. The stick jaw for talking to parents. Now what these is, and I've made these before, they didn't turn out fantastic. These are meringue cookies with a caramel inside. That's all this is. It's, you create, if you're not familiar with meringues, it's sugar and really fluffy egg whites. Egg whites are, it's hard to do a meringue. It's not the easiest thing to do, but that's what all these are. I've made these before. I don't think they came out fantastic. I think I picked the wrong caramel candies, but that's what it is. More candy, some sort of weird nutty thing, and I think that's, and then this weird, very strange thing, hot ice cream for cold days, which looks like more meringue and peaches and vanilla ice cream. So that's what this is. I've gone through pretty much all of the recipes, if you want to know what that's in here. They're fun, they're interesting. The alligator one on the front would be fun as a centerpiece, but I think it's sandwich meat. I have not touched sandwich meat in years. It's over processed. I try to be remotely healthy. I don't know. Occasionally we do ham, on occasion, but there are some recipes in here. I would recommend this book. It's fun. I mean, if you get really into Roald Dahl, this is approved, this is official by their foundation and everything. It's a fun kids cookbook with way too many sweets. But there's some meatballs and spaghetti, and the apple frogs are actually kind of cute. But again, it's seriously geared at kids. This was written in the 90s. Junk food galore. Those are my people who were born in the mid to late 80s, grew up a lot of times in the 90s. The sweets, the snack food, oh dear God, the dental issues. But that's what this is. It has a lot of those. It has those pillows, and most adults would look at some of these things and just utterly cringe. It's like, we cannot eat this stuff. But again, there's some savory things in here. The apple things actually look pretty good. I think they actually tasted pretty good, though I'm not really fond of baked apples. The stick jaw candies are not bad. I make meringues anyway, so this is just, you're putting caramel on the inside. The stuffed pillows look disgusting as an adult. The chocolate cake is probably actually pretty good, though I'm sure there are better recipes for a rich chocolate cake than what you're going to find in here. So this is a very fun book. I would recommend it. I will link it in the description below. It's still going out. It probably has a different cover these days because there's probably reissues of this thing. But this is my copy from the 90s. So, and again, I've tried many of the recipes in this, so it's decent. The frog thing requires you having artistic skill that I do not have. I might have, if we ever do these things, I would have my husband cut it, because again, I write with my left hand, which is this. I cut with this hand. This is also my mouse hand. And no, I can't operate a mouse any other way. I've been working with computers since I was in the first grade. It's very, very weird. And no, I can't cut either way either. That's the weird drawback of being a lefty, is you periodically end up ambidextrous. But I do not have fine motor skills with this hand. And yet I still cut with it. So, because left-handed scissors were very unusual in the 90s and hard to come by. So I cut with this hand, I mouse with this hand, and I still write with this hand because I'm weird. But again, this is a good book. I would highly recommend it. It's the only kid book I'm actually covering here. Everything else, because I already own it. I have one other book that I physically own. I have, as of this video, which is being shot in June. I'm not going to hide that. It's being shot in June. I don't own yet. They're kind of, some of them are geared for kids. 2 of them are book focused. The other one is not. Another one that I'm calling is definitely book focused. It's not books I'm going to recommend because they're not child friendly and they're not done yet. And nobody knows if they ever will be. People might be able to guess what I'm going to be covering, as well as this book, and then 2 other. I'm actually covering the Anna Green Gables has a cookbook. I'm going to cover that one, which was actually her granddaughter was involved. So Louise Maud Montgomery's granddaughter was involved. The other one has to do with the Secret Garden, and the other one's Celtic. And these are cookbooks I would buy anyway. So they contain recipes that I will actually cook. That's the only reason I would buy a cookbook. Again, I own this already. So, and the next one, the only reason in fact, it's the Game of Thrones cookbook. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is I use it a lot. But I will go over that cookbook. So, again, this is Roald Dahl's Revolting Recipes. It's the only kid cookbook, specifically kid cookbook, filled with very, very sweet things that, as adults, no. Just no. We're not covered. You want to make them for your kid, they're probably very fun, but there's a lot of candy in here. And even as someone who loves to cook, I have not tackled candy. The closest thing I've tackled to candy is meringues. And then I tried to do, I can't remember the name of these cookies. They're tiny little French meringue-like cookies, and I failed badly. I might try them again, but I failed badly with these things. Regular meringues I'm pretty good at making. So, but that is it for this review. Again, Roald Dahl's Revolting Recipes. Highly recommend them. If you like what you see, and check out some of my other stuff. If you want to go back to Christmas, I covered several Christmas movies and Christmas, non-religious Christmas books back in December. I did Native American stuff in November. I did some Halloween stuff, covering some classics as well as kids fun stuff in October, as well as some mostly kid-friendly, family-friendly Halloween films. I covered all of Harry Potter that stretched from September into October, if you were interested in that. Plus a bunch of other book reviews, film reviews. I did cover Anne of Green Gables. I will cover The Secret Garden. It's on the list. It will be, I think I have it scheduled for March. So, because green in March. So I will cover that book. I will also cover The Little Princess at a later date. It's not scheduled yet. But I have a bunch of other book reviews. I covered the entire Wizard of Oz, well, the Wizard of Oz series to an extent. As well as some travel videos and some homeschooling stuff. If you want to check that out, like and subscribe. I'm covering both African American and Asian American stuff in January, and then I'm doing some springy stuff and some other fun stuff come March, including The Secret Garden. Both the book and one of the Disney films, I believe. The one done, I think, in the 90s, because that's the one I'm familiar with. So that is it for this review. Thank you.